Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Looks like the room is starting to get full, so I'll wait a minute or two before we have everybody in, and then I'll do my preamble. Michelle, Colleen, nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi. As you're entering the room, let us know who you are and where you're from. I love hearing where everybody is in the world as we gather on this wonderful day to do this wonderful work. I just love our community so much. As we have more people entering the room, I'll start by saying I'm from Cambridge, Massachusetts, just outside Harvard Square, and I'm in a beautiful 3-story Victorian walk-up. You're in my office with me. I had a lovely client day, and now I'm getting ready to channel for you. I say Boston is where I'm from. Most of the people around here actually in the Boston metro area say we're from Boston, even though there's subdivisions and metro communities, and Cambridge is its own proper city, but it's just easier to say Boston for the whole world. All right, Arizona's in the house. Oh, so nice to hear that, Sukahira. Glad you're back. Settle in and enjoy the energy. So, let's see. All right, I'm gonna get started with sharing. Netherlands, hi Sandra. Oh, cool. Welcome back, Karen. Cool. Yeah, I do this every month, so you're welcome to come and join us. So my name, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura West. I am a psychic medium. I am a 3-time Reiki master energy healer. I am an herbalist who's been trained, and I'm also a channel for the divine. And I channel this group called the Council of Light. They've been coming through my voice box for over a decade. They do come to client sessions, and they make their presence known here in this capacity during the free monthly messaging. I've been channeling them for so long. It's kind of a gratitude expression and a way for me as the human to give back to the world, because I get to do this intense, wonderful, blessed and bliss-filled work as a practitioner. And I'm just so thrilled. And so once a month we get to come and they use my voice box and they talk to humanity at large. And they do have private sessions with folks. If anybody ever wants one, you can just visit the link in my bio here. And that's how you can get individual time with them. So I'm going to close my eyes in a minute and I'm going to let them come through. I'm fully awake and alert. I can hear everything that's going on around me and I'm conscious, but I like to close my eyes so that I can feel connected to them. It helps me with my, I don't know, zinging. And you might want to lie down or rest in an upright position that's comfortable with your eyes closed. Some folks like to have notebooks to take notes. There might be little phrases or sayings that catch your awareness and you want to write them down, so you can do that too. And it's just a generalized time of relaxation and peacefulness. So there we go. Also, in our capacity of expressing gratitude here in this live format, there is a way for us to express the monetary donation gratitude. And although that is not expected by me, it is always welcome. So go ahead and do that if the spirit moves you at any time throughout the session to express your thanks with monetary donations. But the hearts also fill my love cup. So go ahead and tap those hearts. I won't be able to see them while the message is happening, but I'll open my eyes at the end and I will share a little bit of an extra bit at the end. We'll do a little bit of debriefing about what the message was for all of us. Okay? Oh, nice. All right. Here we go. Greetings to you all, you bright, blessed beings there on the earth plane. We are the Council of Light, and we are here once again to say hello, hi, and welcome to you all to this pause in your busy lives. We are so glad that you are choosing to rest and cultivate your inner compassion and cultivate your inner sanctuary during this time of listening to us. We take this very seriously as it is charged to us from Source to support you as humans on that earth plane. We come from Source and we are light frequencies and we are hundreds strong, but we simplify ourselves and tell you that we are presenting as one unified voice of we, the Council of Light, to you as you listen to us each time we talk. And it's been quite a journey for you on the earth plane with all of your traversing's of your political nature and your environmental nature and your community natures around and in and out and through all these weeks and days and months over the last several years. There has been such an incredible heightened awareness of your physicalities, and you have been forever shifted in this generation of humans that are alive now. You will never think of your physicality the same way again. And you will be the ones that tell the stories of how it is important to be robust with immune systems and healthy with touching germs because you have lived the direct experience of traversing that in a tricky way. We have been watching and counseling and guiding humanity for millennia. And in this particular iteration of speaking to you, we have chosen to come through the voice box of this particular woman and speak to you in this particular fashion. We have come in the past to generations before you in the mind thought forms of a collective consciousness. We have come to one person at a time to be the great sage wisdom giver. Those have been the people that were the prophets and the priestesses and the monks and the hermits who had great things to say. And we've also come in communities where everyday average people just had wisdom that they wanted to share. Now that your societies are connected digitally and you are living in the information age, as you call it, it is easier for you to connect with each other around the globe simultaneously. And in fact, that is why we prefer that the woman we come through the voice box of use this particular technological platform format to speak to you. And of course, she does all kinds of technological tinkerings on the back end if you cannot be with her during the live session to be able to catch it in record or rewind. But we like this fashion of digital connection for all of you on that earth plane because it means that your humanity globally is one in a very visceral way. Your sages and your meditative gurus and your sacred high priests and priestesses have always known that to be true. The fact that humanity is all connected as one. But now, as you all are able to turn on your computers and flip open the internet and connect with each other in different chat capacities, this being one of them, you are able to strike relationships and harmonize with each other all over the place, zinging and pinging from different continents together to form unionship, to form bond, to form relationship, and to form friendship. We as entity from Source are extremely pleased to see that you are all collectively linked in this way. You are using it for the greater good. You are connected to each other and helping each other. And we want to point out to you some possibilities for refinement. For you see, we have spoken about this in the past in different ways, and now we would like to go off on a slight tangent today, if you will. You must cultivate what you view and where you peruse and how you surf and navigate the internet very carefully to protect your energy frequencies. When we say that you are connected to each other and you are all in relationship with each other, it also includes everything out there, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's important when you are creating a life of joy, a life of stress-free, chaos-free energy frequency, a life of ease and love and kindness and grace and gratitude, that you materialize information streaming into you of the exact same nature. Now, we don't mean to say that you need to turn a blind eye to negativity or suffering or sorrow or pain. That's not what we are asking you to do. In fact, we see that you are aware of the trials and tribulations going on in communities all over the globe that need your help in a big way right now. Some of them are geopolitical, some of them are natural in disaster nature, and you are aware of them and you are collectively helping. But you don't need to immerse yourselves in that stream of consciousness, that chatter, that talk constantly. You don't need to view the images or watch the videos of death, sadness, destruction, chaos, pain, suffering, sorrow, more than but a fleeting second to understand and get the gist of, my fellow humans need my help. Some of you are on autopilot with how you surf your internet. And if you are trying to find a centered and balanced and harmonized state of being as a human, having that existence called your life this time around, you must begin to notice when you are consuming information or viewing images or videos that are not of the frequency of peacefulness, kindness, compassion, all that. This sounds a little bit chiding from us, but it is so impactful. If you want to live in a kind world, be kind and consume kindness to return the kindness back out. If you want to live in a peaceful world, be peace by consuming peace and turning the peace back out. If you want to live in a vibrant, calm, clear frequency of love, then read those stories of those people cultivating those aspects. Watch those videos and listen to those news outlets or those podcasts of the people that are discussing the world in those ways. You have a vibratory frequency that is resonating inside you. It's harmonized and always humming and thrumming. It vibrates to a certain tone. And when you speak ill, it vibrates out of order. When you speak kindness and love, it vibrates in harmony with itself. And so when you are receiving information into your awareness arena, it's important for you to understand that the quality, quantity, and type of information can affect the vibratory frequency of your being. It can begin to disharmonize and take you out of alignment, or it can begin to harmonize and realign you. Now, we don't mean to suggest that you become evangelical in your viewing natures and that you only watch fluffy kitty videos that bring laughter to your eyeballs and your heart centers. That's not tenable either. As human beings, you have responsibilities to take stewardship awarenesses of what's going on around you. And the way to do that is to listen when there are cries of alarm. but you don't need to be consumed and washed over and wiped clean by the traumas of the earth plane. There are always traumas and there are always joys. And if you want to live in a joyful world, it is up to you to seek out the joy and make that the focus of your energetic frequency. There will still be the trauma around you, but you yourself will live in a microcosm of joyfulness, and then you will begin to vibrate that joyfulness frequency out from yourself into the world around you, and other joyful frequencies will amplify that, pick up on your joyful frequency, and spread more joy, like rippling stones being thrown into a pond of water. If you flip the narrative from negativity or monotony or boredom or mindlessness, many of you are just on the internet scrolling to pass time or playing video games to numb the mind, that too is a form of negative vibration for your beingness, because it is not allowing you to refresh. It is not allowing you to vibratorily align and harmonize. It is sort of a stagnation and a neutralization of energies, which prevents you from moving forward, living in your best harmonized frequency of life potential. And you are spinning in circles when you do so. Cultivate your awareness of how you navigate your feeds coming in with your information sources coming in. It is wonderful for you to do this kind of work where you are listening to source and sacredness from the light, if you will, but also you know the other places in your lives that give you the same quality of contentment, the same quality of awareness, the same quality of steadfast pureness. There are movement exercises that you participate in. There are breathing exercises that you participate in. There are prayer or meditative practices that you participate in. There are visualizations and food intakes that are high, dense, nutrient frequencies that you participate in. There's any number of qualities of source of purity that you can begin to cultivate and take into your lives. When you live each moment mindfully, you can begin to notice when something feels off and it's not quite right for you, or when you would like to explore something more, whether it be the news chatter and the frequency of information that you are receiving that we've just been talking to you about, or it is a source of food intake that you are bringing into your body. For example, the woman whose voice box we are coming through to you now has experienced very nutrient-dense, organic, high-quality food source materials that are mostly locally sourced, free from antibiotics, free from chemicals and hormones, grown sustainably, and moved around in her community close to where she lives so that the ecological footprint is small and the health benefits are large for her for many, many, many years. Last night, she was in a restaurant experiencing a celebration of joy with her family, and she ate food, although wonderfully prepared, in the most amazing way with lots of flavors, and surrounded by other joyful customers packing the restaurant full with service that was extraordinary. It was food that had been trucked across many, 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 many hundreds of miles to be prepared in that particular kitchen, and it was not organically sourced, and it had hormones and chemicals and preservatives in it, and her body could taste the difference. And so today, she, because she lives mindfully, is doing a bit of a detox, a resetting of the nutrients coming into the body. Now, some of you are hearing this example and you are saying, yep, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can taste the difference too. And some of you are saying, what do you mean? You can really do that with your taste buds? Well, yes, when you start to live a mindful life in ways such as this particular food track that we're discussing now, you can begin to notice over time when your body would like to be in harmony and in right relationship with ethical, sustainably sourced, pure, nutrient-dense foods or not. Another example of how to sustainably and succinctly and purely source positivity for yourselves is the example of the types of music that you listen to. Now, we are not talking here about the technical proficiencies of the musicians playing the music. There are millions of you on the earth plane who are so gifted and talented at playing instruments. And if you are gifted and talented and playing an instrument and singing a song of sorrow, of sadness, of suffering, and of lack, you are cultivating sadness, suffering, sorrow, and lack, regardless of whether you're playing a virtuoso experience on your instrument or not. And so as the receivers of hearing the music, you as humans must begin to cultivate an awareness of the quality, the sound frequency current, the vocabulary that is being used. It might be a catchy dance beat, but is full of degrading language from one being towards another being, and that is what is being cultivated in your frequency. Your vibrational beingness is intaking that disassociation, that lack, that one hierarchical dominance over another. You might not subscribe to that belief in your mental mind, but your energy frequency is feeling the imbalance and is receiving the imbalance. So it is wise of you to cultivate an awareness of what is being sung as lyric when you are listening to words. There is much research that your scientists have done that show that some types of music, such as the genre called classical music, changes the frequency of your beingness and vibrates you into pure states. And we don't say that to you to make you become exclusive classical music listeners. There is lots of music that you can listen to and interpret as joyful and wonderful, but just notice if you're always listening to anger or denigration or hurtful language or sorrow or jealousy or breaking up or over-sexualized identity. And maybe you want to begin to think about refining that in some ways. In order to live your most grand, best high vibe frequency life, you must take hundreds of microactions over time to enhance and purify and cultivate your best life moment by moment by moment. And so intaking news outlets, intaking food sources, and intaking the sounds that you hear in your music are just 3 examples. We know that if you were to sit down in a mindfulness exercise and write out a list for yourselves of all the other ways that you can begin to intake whatever it is that is positive in nature that you wish to cultivate in your lives, you would come up with examples for yourselves in many different ways. Those of you who own pets have a great source of joyfulness at your fingertips. Your pets are lovingly bound to you in right relationship, and it is always something that you can ride the frequency of when you are in their arena. you can begin to mindfully connect with your pets in a very loving way, at least once a day, in a way that is devoted and focused on them with compassion and joyfulness in your hearts. This in turn will bring compassion and joyfulness and love out of you that is cultivated inside you and expanded into your dwelling. And your pets will receive that as frequency, and they will feed on that and feel that and perpetuate a feedback loop where they send it back to you. And so you are magnetized to each other in a feedback loop of loving kindness and joy perpetuating. Doesn't that sound so wonderful to live in? For those of you who don't have pets, you can do this with your plants. Your plants have a frequency of love that thrives when you are joyfully harmonized with them. For those of you who don't have plants or pets, perhaps you have family members that you can cultivate this with. If you live alone with no pets and no plants, what a wonderful experience that is, because you get to cultivate the ultimate mind experience of silence and purification without distraction. And that is something that tens of millions of humans strive for and can never find the time to do. So you should consider yourselves some of the most lucky. But you see our point here. We're always inviting you to move into spaces of awareness and harmonization in your energy frequencies. Quite frequently, when we have come to you in the past, we have also done some energy manipulation around you and through you on a vibratory frequency level. And today is no different. We invite you now to participate in a breathing exercise with us so that we can go into your vibratory frequency and tinker with the motherboard of your computer systems, shall we say, and then we will commence. So, as a collective unit listening to us now, take a nice gentle inhalation to the center of your being at your own pace and in your own way, and just gently hold it for a few seconds before you have a low, slow, long exhaling release. Lovely, thank you. And in your natural syncopation and rhythm that is just right for you, go ahead and breathe in again, long and deep and nourishing to the center of your being. Hold it for a few seconds and then exhale it out and let it release, long and slow. Fantastic. What you've just done is expanded your energy arena so that we now are inside the back of your heart centers. This is considered the control board or the motherboard for your entire vibratory computer circuit. And we are tinkering, dusting, cleaning, replacing spark plugs and the like. Some of you may feel tension between your shoulder blades. Some of you might feel quite warm. Some of you might feel a tingling in your heart centers or a movement sway or pulsation. That's us doing our work. And there are others of you that are not experiencing anything, and that is okay too. For some people's vibratory frequencies, it's easier to drop into this awareness of the subtleties of energy as it shifts and changes and moves around you. For example, the woman whose voice box we come to is very adept at navigating this frequency flow state because she is well versed in the field of energy healing and psychic navigation. For those of you who are brand new to this arena and you've not had experience practicing the cultivation of your own energetic frequencies, perhaps it is something that you don't feel yet. Both are okay. Both are valid. And yet we are still doing the work in both arenas. We are not the end-all be-all of messaging for you about source and sacredness and how to live your most special, supported lives. We are but one of many tools. We are but one of many wellness sources for you. We do not claim to be the only source for you to listen to. You've got your other outlets. You've got your other belief systems. You've got your other spiritual and sacred texts and practices and groups that you participate in. We are but one of all of them. And so we are pleased and overjoyed and thrilled to constantly touch base with you, day in and day out, month, week, year, over and over and over, throughout all this time, to share with you and to remind you that it's okay for you to touchstone your peacefulness. It is okay for you to touchstone your sacredness. It is okay for you to touchstone your grace and your calmness at all times, no matter how grand or how small. Your divinity has the right to live joyfully. Your soul came to this earth plane and incarnated in this lifetime to experience the wonder, the beauty, the happiness of the frequency there. There is sorrow, yes. There is suffering, yes. There is trauma, yes. There is tragedy, yes. You have experienced this, yes. And you will continue to do so, yes. But when you cultivate the awarenesses of the kinds of things that we've been discussing with you today, those things don't feel so mountain-like. They feel more speed bump-like. And that is a great way to navigate your lifetime, having several speed bumps instead of several mountains to hurdle over. Well, divine beings, we are so glad that we have spent this time with you and that we have shared this very clear and succinct message. Today, we will take our leave now and pause and say thank you for listening to our words. We are the Council of Light, and we wrap you in a golden blanket of light to harmonize and sustain you and keep you ever so tight until we are to see you the next time. We wish you much love. Adieu, namaste, and goodbye for now. Welcome back, everyone. Ooh, that was lovely. And so clear today, yeah? Sometimes the Council of Light tangent and they have 2 or 3 things that they talk about. But today they were very clear. Message received, right? Got it. Cultivate my newsfeed. I've been cultivating mine for years. I don't know if anybody else has, but I'm very intentional with what I hear. Music-wise, I'm very intentional with what I see in the media. Oh, Sylvie. Yeah, I think it was beautiful too. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, loved ones. This has been a wonderful time spent with you all in this way. I'm really happy that I get to do this. Yeah. Oh, Sharon. She says, I feel they are mostly preaching to the choir here. That is true. They do. Yep. In this capacity, we are very enlightened beings of likeness. And we are of the opportunity to cultivate that awareness together as a unit. That's true. I do some other iterations of their message sharing in other platforms that are not as unified with understanding here. Yeah. So it's nice to be able to have that clarity and that focus. You're welcome, Mike. Mike says thank you. Eliza says kind of a reminder of sorts, but yes, preaching with a heart. That's true. And MS says, it's always good to be reminded. And Ellen says, thank you. Well, thank all of you. It's been wonderful being here with you. And I am always here on the first Saturday of every month at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. After today is finished, I will go into my back end and I will update for next month. And if you're following me in this platform, you'll get an, I guess you get a notification here and a reminder of when the next live will happen. If you're interested in finding my work or how to connect with me in other spaces, you can always visit my bio here and my link is connected there. Otherwise, I will see you next month. Okay, everyone? Mwah.